So I would like to ask all of you and go down the list, because again, you all have agreed to doing this. Please answer with a simple yes or no. Does your bank have a policy against funding new oil and gas products? Mr. Dimon?
Absolutely not, and that would be the road to hell for America.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Sir, you know what? Everybody that got relief from student loans has a bank account with your bank should probably take out their account and close their account. The fact that you're not even there to help relieve many of the folks that are in debt, extreme debt because of student loan debt, and you're out there criticizing it. Ms. Frazier.
Jamie Dimon really is one of the most intelligent humans on the entire planet. And the guy does not hold back. And here's what I appreciate about Dimon and guys like him. He's almost an old school CEO. And what I mean by that, in a lot of these companies nowadays, even at the very, very, very top of a lot of very large companies, DEI, woke agenda, and virtue signaling to people that really, really just, in the grand scheme of things, do not matter to the company, seem to be more important than profits, more important than shareholders. In most cases, even more important than employees. And if you question me, look no further than what's going on at United Airlines, of all places, an airline, if you need any proof of what I'm talking about. But anyway, Dimon, very, very success-driven, very goal-oriented CEO, and he realizes that he can't hit his goals if the government doesn't stop doing such insanely foolish things. And here's another thing, about Jamie Dimon. When he speaks, people listen. The one thing I guess that I don't particularly love about Jamie Dimon is that he has placed his support behind Nikki Haley. But honestly, what should we expect from a powerful banking bajillionaire? It would almost honestly be weird if he wasn't a Haley guy. That's just stereotypes, But he is a smart guy, and when Haley can't win, which she can't, he'll get behind the Republican ticket. There's no doubt about that, because he understands, virtue signal or not, Republicans are good for business. But anyway, this is not a video about Dimon and which rhino he prefers. This is about some advice that he has for Joe Biden and the ever-shrinking shills in the media and people we know that continue trying to convince their friends that what we're seeing is a success.
How do you see the U.S. economy playing itself out over the next 12 months? This is an election year. We've been talking a lot about what just took place in Iowa and trying to understand how the American public is going to feel about the economy may ultimately dictate how the president is decided.
Yes, I agree with that. I think it's a mistake to assume that everything's hunky-dory. And, and when stock markets are up, it's kind of like this little drug we all feel. Like, it's just great, But remember, we've had so much fiscal and monetary stimulation. So I'm a little more on the cautious side, that we are facing a lot of things in 24 or 25. And we mentioned Ukraine, the terrorist activity in Israel, the Red Sea, quantitative tightening, which I still question if we understand exactly how that works. I don't think we do. How QE actually worked, what the effect of negative, zero rates was for all this time. And obviously the politics. And, and then the Ukrainian war is affecting oil, gas, food, migration. So you have all these very powerful forces that are going to be affecting us in 24 and 25. So if I was the government, I would be preparing for what I'm going to do about that, assuming things aren't good. And I just also want to point out, I wish the Democrats would think a little more carefully when they talk about MAGA, and if you travel this country, and the country's unbelievable. We took our bus trip this year, and Leslie Picker was on Spokane and Boise and Bozeman. People are growing. They're hungry to grow. They're innovating. It's everywhere. It's not just Silicon Valley. So we've got this great hand. But when people say MAGA, they're actually looking at people voting for Trump, and they think they're voting, and they're basically scapegoating them, that you are like him. But I don't think they're voting for Trump because of his family values. Now, if you look, just take a step back, be honest. He was kind of right about NATO. Kind of right about immigration. Mm-hmm. He grew the economy quite well.
China virus.
Tax reform worked. Mm-hmm. He was right about some of China. I don't like what he did.
No, I said China virus.
Yeah, I understand. He may have been right. And I don't like how he said things about Mexico. I don't like, but he wasn't wrong about some of these critical issues, and that's why they're voting for him. And I think people should be a little more respectful of our fellow citizens. And when you guys have people up here, you should always ask the why. Not like it's a binary thing. You're supporting Trump, you're not supporting Trump. Why are you supporting
Hard to hate
Trump?
75 million of your fellow Americans. And
I agree.
It's done crazy.
And, the Democrats have done a pretty good job with the deplorables, hugging onto their Bibles and their beer and their guns. I mean, really, could we just stop that stuff and actually grow up and treat other people with respect and listen to them a little bit? And I do think the economy will affect, and I think this negative talk about MAGA is going to hurt Biden's election campaign.
Yeah, Dimon, he's absolutely right. I mean, pretending like everything is rainbows and success is foolish, man. It's insane. It's a complete and total fantasy. And I just cannot believe how confused the average liberal has allowed themselves to become. They don't know which end is up anymore. They think that rioters on J6 are insurrectionists, but the people violently protesting on behalf of Houthi rebels are patriots. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, man. Liberal logic is completely even turning on its own head, which is insane. These people, they think a struggling population with a good stock market is the rich getting richer and price gougers profiteering when there's a Republican in the White House. But today, they think it's an indication that the economy is strong and everyone is benefiting when it's Joe Biden running the show. And it's insane. Nothing they believe. If you distill it all down to facts and figures, none of it makes sense. None of it, man. And when Jamie Dimon tells you the markets are not the end-all, be-all, they all write him off as some sort of right-wing extremist. And they stay firmly, forever planted in their complete and total fantasy, which is what this is. It's remarkable stuff, man. As far as his advice to Joe, he's absolutely right. Remember, he promised us to be the uniter in chief. His army of mushy-brained liberals told us that he would be the uniter in chief. And a lot of them think that he is uniting, which is insane. Dimon hits the nail right on the head, man. No one is voting for either Joe or Trump based on their family values. He says, just take a step back and be honest. Trump was right about NATO. He was right about immigration. He was right about China. Tax reform worked and grew the economy. Of course, liberals don't know that. They don't recognize that. They've been trained to view the entire presidency through the goggles of the few COVID months that he had. And they really do believe somehow that the tax reform was a real failure and only for Trump's rich guy friends. They have no idea that our tax revenue has set records as a percentage of GDP every single year since those cuts. They have no idea. But anyway, Jamie Dimon's view is pretty good. It's that Trump was right on critical issues, and this is not a binary thing. He also didn't miss an opportunity to tell the media how to do their job. When he says they should always ask why, and we should always ask why. When someone we know is supporting either Trump or Biden, or when he's talking to the media, when they have someone supporting either Trump or Biden, why is a great question. I think that we probably find is that Trump supporters can tell you exactly why. And largely those reasons are not selfish. They are about moving the ball and making this country great again. When you ask a Biden supporter, almost none of them have any idea why they support Joe Biden. They just know that they're against Donald Trump. And honestly, most of them don't even remember why they're against Donald Trump anymore. It's all emotion and it's 0-0 policy. But anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know yours in the comments. And if you like this content, guys, please hit the like button. And if you love it, subscribe and join us. Help us continue to grow. Really do appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Keep the faith.